It was an afternoon like any other, but something special was in the air. The setting sun bathed the office building in golden light, creating a welcoming and almost magical atmosphere. If you like listening to true and engaging stories, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so as not to miss any of our next narrations. Long shadows lengthened across the polished floors as staff began to gather their belongings, ready to head home after a long day at work. Among them was Dahlia, a senior manager known for her dedication and kind spirit. Dahlia was not only a great leader, but also a caring person for everyone who worked around her. Every morning, she greeted the cleaning staff with a smile, a small but meaningful gesture that made a difference. At that time, a woman named Mara, in her 40s, also worked in the office. Mara was a tireless worker, always careful to make the office clean and welcoming. She had only recently joined the team, but her commitment had not gone unnoticed. One day, Dahlia found herself having to stay late at the office, engrossed in an urgent report that needed completing. When the office finally emptied, Dahlia looked up and noticed Mara coming out of the break room. Mara seemed unusually nervous, and Dahlia, suddenly curious, decided to follow her. She watched as Mara carefully picked up some leftovers and put them in a clean container she had brought from home. At that moment, Dahlia felt a mixture of curiosity and concern growing inside her. She decided to approach gently, without judging. With a warm smile, she approached and asked, "Mara, are you okay? Can I help you with something?" Mara turned in surprise and, visibly embarrassed, looked down. Her cheeks flushed as she explained, "I have a son, Leandro, who is very sick. We can't cover all the medical expenses with just my and my husband's salary. I'm ashamed to say it, but I'm taking these leftovers to make sure he at least has something to eat." Dahlia felt a pang in her heart. She knew that company policy prohibited taking food home from the office. But how could she remain indifferent in the face of such suffering? "Don't worry, Mara," she said softly. "I'm here to help you. Let's see what we can do together." In the days that followed, Dahlia couldn't stop thinking about that conversation. Finally, she decided to talk about it with the company's director, Mr. Moreau. Mr. Moreau was known for his integrity and wisdom, but Dahlia feared that, faced with such a matter, his compassion might not be enough. She knocked on the manager's door and, once inside, told him everything about Mara's situation, her difficulties, and her desperate gesture of taking the leftovers home. Mr. Moreau was silent for a moment, thinking, then said, "Thank you, Dahlia, for informing me. As a company, it is our duty to take care of all our employees, especially those who are in difficulty. Let's think of a plan to help Mara." The next morning, Mr. Moreau called Mara into his office with Dahlia beside him. Mara was visibly agitated, unaware of what was to come. The director began to speak. "Mara, I heard about your situation. I am sorry that our policies forced you to take this path. We want to help you. We have decided to provide you with a weekly allowance that will cover your son's medical expenses and food costs. We will also partner with a local charity to support other families in need." Mara was speechless, incredulous at the unexpected gesture of generosity. Tears streamed down her face as she thanked him with a trembling voice. Dahlia took her hand and, with a reassuring smile, added, "You are not alone, Mara. We are all here for you. If you're enjoying the story, please give it a like to let us know. As the days passed, Mara began to lift the weight on her shoulders and smile again. The company's intervention not only improved her situation, but had a domino effect on the entire work environment. Employees were inspired by Mr. Moreau and Dahlia's gesture and began organizing fundraisers and support initiatives for colleagues in difficulty. The break room became a place of sharing, where people told stories, laughed together, and built stronger bonds. One evening, as Dahlia was walking down the hall, she saw Mara with her cleaning cart. On top was a framed photo. Curious, Dahlia picked up the photo and recognized Leandro's face, smiling, with eyes full of hope. In that moment, Dahlia felt a deep satisfaction, knowing that her simple gesture had made such a big difference in Mara's and her son's life. At the end of the year, during the company's annual meeting, Mr. Moreau spoke to the team. This year, we have faced many challenges, but we have also performed an act of kindness that has brought us together as a team. Unity is our true strength. By supporting each other, we can overcome any obstacle. Mara stood in the corner of the room, listening intently and applauding. Dahlia watched her, reflecting on how the power of compassion and mutual support could transform lives and create a better work environment. Before I wrap up, I would like to know from you, how important is it to create a compassionate work environment? Leave a comment with your thoughts. Over time, Dahlia and Mr. Moreau's small venture expanded, attracting the attention of the media. Magazines and newspapers talked about the company, and more people wanted to be part of it. Leandro, meanwhile, improved day by day. He returned to school, became a model student, and joined the soccer team, making new friends and rediscovering the joy of life. The company's initiatives did not stop at internal support, but also expanded to the surrounding community, bringing help to many people in need. What began as a small gesture of solidarity transformed into a movement of compassion and generosity, capable of truly changing the world around them.